Hello students, in this lecture we are going to discuss another important topic known as Python loops. The concept of loop is same in every programming language, however their syntax somewhat differs. Loop is basically used for decision making as well as it includes those statements which are going to repeat again and again like a circle. Loop is like a circle that we start from a particular point and then go back to it again and again and again and again until our motive is done or our computation is performed or we get our results. Fine. So loops are associated with some condition, just like if statement. If that condition or expression is true, the loop executes up to that time until that condition becomes false. In if statement, the condition is checked only once, either for true or false. But in looping statements, this condition is checked again and again until it becomes false. Until that, the loop runs and it gives you the result. So in Python programming language, we'll discuss various kinds of loops like while and for, and there are nested loops also. While loop, it iterates a statement or group of statements while a given condition evaluates to true. It evaluates the test expression before executing the loop body. As I told you, first of all, an expression is evaluated. If it is true, then it goes inside the body of loop and executes it. And it executes until that expression becomes false. For, it executes a sequence of statements multiple times until the text expression evaluates to true. A nested loop, just like we have studied, we can use if inside if statement. Similarly, we can use one loop inside another loop, and that concept is called nesting of loops. We'll discuss all of these concepts in detail with programming illustrations. Now, what is Python while loop? This is its journal syntax. First of all, we'll write the keyword while and then write test condition and then put colon. If this condition computes to be true, then this body of loop will be executed. Just like if statement, we have to mark colon over here in order to make it sure that a block is going to start after this statement, and we need to mark indentation as well. It's a tab space. All the statements are indented inside a particular while loop or for loop. This indentation is very important, which I have discussed already in the previous lecture also. Fine. Indentation is very important in Python, and this colon also marks the start of a block following it. So if this condition is true, then body of loop will execute. It can contain one statement or any number of statements. There is no limit. And if it is false, then this body of loop will not be executed. Let's see the flowchart for while loop. Enter while loop. It will check the test condition. If it is true, then body of while will execute and it will move like a circle like this until this condition is true. Once it becomes false, it will come out of the loop. This is called exit loop. Next is, let's see through an example how it works. Program to display counting 1 to 10 by using while loop. Count is equal to 1. First of all, we have set value of count is equal to 1. And in while loop, we have written an expression 1 less than equal to 10 and then colon. It's a very simple program which will print numbers from 1 to 10. And indented block will print count. That means it will print 1 and then count will be incremented. It will become 2 and then loop will go back. Because after that there is an unindented block. That means this statement is not part of the while loop. It will go back and check the condition again. Count less than equal to 10 again. 2 less than equal to 10, which is true, it will print count, which is 2. And then count is equal to count plus 1. That means now it is 3. It will go back and check third condition, 3 less than equal to 10. And it will print 3. And so on. At the end, it will check 10 is equal to 10, which is true. It will print 10. And after that, count will be augmented. 11 less than equal to 10. Now it will become false. When this condition becomes false, then control will come out of the while loop and it will print outside while loop. It will print this statement. You can see from the output as well. At the end, it will print outside while loop when the last condition 11 less than equal to 10 will become false. We should remember that there must be some terminating condition in the loop. Otherwise, it will execute indefinitely. It will not stop and the program will be halt. It will not give you the appropriate output. That's why in this program, count is incremented gradually. It starts from 1 and it is incremented 1 by 1 to reach to the number 10, so that it will be terminated when this count will become 11. That means the loop will run only 10 times. Fine. This is how we can use simple while loop in order to print numbers 1 to 10. It's a very simple program. Apart from that, numerous programs can be implemented using while loop. And later in this lecture, I will tell you where while loops are used and where for loops are used. There is a huge difference between for and while. I'll tell you later in this lecture. Now, how to compute factorial of a number using while loop. Everyone, I hope you know that what is a factorial. Suppose I want to compute factorial of 5 in mathematics. It is represented like this. So factorial of 5 is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. That means 120. The answer should be 120. Fine. Or we can also multiply like this. The result will be same, 120. So we have to implement this program by using while loop. User will just give an input of a number, just as we have given 5. And then factorial of that number will be computed. So let's start the program. N is equal to input, enter n. Then this will be converted into integer. Then we have used or declared a looping variable I is equal to 1 and fact is equal to 1. Fact is a variable where result will be stored. Now while I less than equal to n, that means we have to go from 1 to n. If n is 5, that means we have to go from 1 to 5. The loop will go from 1 to 5. Okay. And after indentation, here there is a colon. After indentation, we'll write the statement fact is equal to fact into I. That means I'm writing just F for fact. Fact, the value of fact is 1 into I, which is 1. So F 1 into 1 is equal to 1. And then I will be augmented. That means it will point to the next point, next number 2. Loop will go up and it will check the condition again. 2 less than equal to n, which is 5, which is true. Now it will put over here F is equal to the value of fact is 1 into I is 2. And then again F is equal to, it will become, I will become 3. It will check the condition again, 3 less than equal to 5, which is true. It will put the value over here, 2 into 3, which is 6 now. I will be incremented. Now 4 less than equal to 5, true. It will be substituted here. Fact is 6 and I is 4. That means 24. And in the last run, I will become 5. 5 is less than equal to 5, which is true. It will be put over here. Factorial value is 24, last value, and I value is 5, which computes to be 120. And then I is equal to I plus 1 again. It will become 6. 6 less than equal to 5, which is false. Now the loop will be terminated. That means loop is finished now. but we have got a result in the fact variable 120. Now we'll print the answer. Print the factorial is fact, which is 120. The answer will be printed. Enter n, the factorial is 120. This is how we can compute factorial by using while loop. You can see that loop has run 5 times. Otherwise, we need to augment it or write statements in another way in order to execute it. What if a user gives a higher number as input? Then it can give you the result in just a fraction of seconds. In the next output, user has given the input 9 and this is the result 362880. So it will give you the result like this. This is how we can compute factorial by using while loop. Next is infinite loop. What if I write incorrect condition? Then the loop will go indefinitely. Let's see, n is equal to 5. We have set n is equal to 5 and then while n greater than 0. That means 5 greater than 0, which is true. It will print n is always positive. This is a simple message. N is always positive. It will print this. See, then the loop will go up again. It will again check this condition. 5 greater than 0. N is always positive. Again, n is always positive. N is always positive, and so on. And the control never goes to this statement. This message will never be displayed because we did not updated the value of n in the loop. As I already told you, there must be certain condition in a loop that should terminate the loop, whether increment condition or decrement condition. In this case, decrement condition was required so that 5 reaches to 0 gradually, but no such statement is put over here. That's why this loop has run infinitely. So we should avoid infinite loops in order to get correct results. Now, using else statement with while loop. As we have studied in previous programming languages, there is no else with while or for. But here in Python, there is a special provision that there is else with while statement also. Just like we use else with if, we can use else with while statement also. If the condition inside while statement is false, it will print else statement. It executes else part of the while loop. So let's see through an example. Program to illustrate the use of else with while. So let's see what happens. Let's see this program. N is equal to 5, while 5 greater than 0, print n, and then n is decremented. N is equal to n minus 1. That means it will print 5, then 4, because it is decremented. It will print the next smaller number, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gradually, until 0 is reached. At the end, 0 greater than 0 will execute, which is false. Then when this becomes false, after that else part will execute and it will print the value of n is 0. At the end, this message will be printed. This is how we can use else statement with while also, as we use it with if statement. So this is all about while statement. It is very important. And one thing that I want to tell you, that in which case we should use while loop. While loops are preferably used where while loops are preferably used where we don't know in how many iterations result will be computed. For example, palindrome number. If I want to determine whether a number is palindrome or not, then while loop is used. For example, palindrome number is a number. If I write 131, if I write reverse of 131, these numbers are same. and such numbers are called palindrome numbers. Okay, suppose if I input this 3-digit number and we use the logic, we extract digits one by one and then rejoin them to make that number again. If there are 3 digits, then loop will run 3 times. And if there are 4 digits, then loop runs 4 times. And if there are 5 digits, loop runs 5 times. Because the condition is based on the remainder. Until the remainder becomes 0, the loop runs. Fine. So depending upon the number of digits, loop runs. Fine. So for those cases where we don't know how many times loop will iterate or loop will execute, then while loop is used. However, for is used when we know exactly how many times loop will run, and it is mostly used in case of sequences. So we'll discuss for loop in the next section in detail. Thank you.